Oh, Faye, I just don't know what to have for dinner tonight. I want something that's vegan, obviously, but it's got to be delicious and I just don't want to be in the kitchen all evening.
Have you not heard of Everyone Can Cook Vegan?
Oh my God, what is that?
It's the latest cookbook from Viva and it is packed full of different recipes for any occasion. For example, time is tight tacos, Rachel.
Now I think this will be perfect. Give it over here. It says that it's only 15 minutes to prep and it can cook in 10 minutes, which is ideal for me. And it looks like there's not going to be a lot of washing up, which is a dream.
Absolutely, and you were pressed for time, so there you go, there's your contender.
I've just spotted as well a veg-packed spaghetti bolognese. This is very you all over.
Completely.
Lots of different veggies in there, really fresh, really healthy. And it's going to be done in 45 minutes, which means you can be back in front of the telly within the hour.
Perfect, that is exactly where I want to be. Oh, hello.
I've just spotted something that is right up my street, a gooey chocolate fudge cake. That looks squidgy, fudgy deliciousness.
It does look like squidgy fudgy deliciousness. That is beautiful. Although,
oh, and there's a moist and easy carrot cake.
Moist and easy carrot cake, that is me.
And a raspberry bakewell cake. That's going to be perfect for coffee mornings.
Delicious. Okay, well, I think you've clearly been converted to the cookbook. And where can we get this, Rachel?
This is available on the Viva shop and also on Amazon and Waterstones. Hello there and welcome to the Viva Vegan Minisode with me, Rachel.
And me, Faye.
How are you doing today, Faye?
I feel great, Rachel. Thank you for asking.
Good, yeah, I feel good as well. I was feeling a bit tired the other day, went to the doctors and had all my B12 and iron levels tested, and it turns out they're all fine, so it just goes to show that you can be vegan, and I probably just needed to get more sleep.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I actually have a doctor's appointment booked in, just since we're sharing, and this year's going to be an MOT year for me.
Nice.
Hopefully the levels are fine, but getting close to 40, so who knows.
Do you want to hear some hot goss about someone who's gone vegan?
I would love some hot goss.
Our favourite, Cillian Murphy, off of Peaky Blinders and Oppenheimer, has gone vegan.
Has he?
Yeah, so he's been vegetarian for years and years. He wasn't vegetarian when he was being Tommy Shelby because he wanted to really get into the role, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, he's recently decided to go vegan for ethical and also health reasons. So it's great to have him on board.
Yeah, I always thought he was vegan for some reason.
Yeah, he does have like a vegan vibe to him.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, that's excellent news and I'm glad to hear it. Well done, Cillian. Welcome. Our next story is about how a woman has declared that drinking raw milk has cured her lactose intolerance.
Yeah, I saw this. And raw milk, does that just mean like direct from the cow? Is it?
I don't know if she was underneath the udders, but
it's like the old Viva poster where there's the guy just drinking directly from the cow. And it's really funny.
Cut out the middleman.
Yeah, but I thought that in this story it was like pegged as false information. Is that right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was partially false information because obviously I think they said it was utterly ridiculous to say that lactose intolerance can be cured by drinking raw milk. It's completely negligible, and it's just not true.
Yeah, just spreading lots of false news. But
the good news is that even in this time of propaganda, these things are getting flagged up, and it's just complete nonsense. So.
Yeah, and if you're lactose intolerant and you're watching this, don't forget that you can have oat milk, soy milk, almond milk, rice milk, hemp milk. What have I missed? Cashew milk.
Cashew milk.
Yeah, there's loads of different milks, aren't there?
Yeah, and I was just thinking then when you were talking about the milks that it's normal for humans to be lactose intolerant after infancy anyway. Once you've stopped weaning on your mother, we shouldn't be drinking other species' milk. It's weird.
The breast milk of another species.
Yeah, I don't like that. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Anyway, enough about milk.
Yes.
Let's move on from that.
So the next story is that France have actually banned the terms steak from vegan products or sausages from vegan products.
This just grinds my gears like no other. I just find it so completely ridiculous. If you think about it, like a sausage, the word sausage isn't a body part of an animal. It's a word made up by humans. It's the same as steak. If you're saying stuff like liver or heart, that's like an actual body part, I would kind of get the logic, even though I would still disagree. But just saying like you can't use the word sausage, you can't use the word steak, like this is a made up word, and I just find it completely ridiculous that France basically saying to vegan food companies you can't call this a vegan sausage. Why?
I think they're running scared.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's such a sort of like moot point in that it's associative, right? I mean, you know what you're going to be cooking. If you think of chicken, even if it's like the vegan chicken, you kind of know what you're cooking with that, right? And it's association, and it makes it easy.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what they're probably trying to do is make it easy for meat reducers and vegetarians and people who are moving towards veganism, inevitably, as we all will have to do.
Yeah.
They're just trying to put any barrier in place to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, and I think it's wild. Like, I feel like they're probably doing it in order to, like you said, like protect animal agriculture. But in turn, what this I think is going to do is damage French brands who are within the vegan and plant-based food space. And I just think it's sort of like very sort of non-productive to be doing that to France's economy. And there's so many great inventions that are coming out, like vegan cheese, vegan eggs, vegan everything you can think of. And I just think it's sort of a slap in the face to the French companies that are pioneering the vegan food space.
Agreed. And, you know, France historically as well has been very meat and cream and eggs heavy. And it has seen a shift recently. And it is quite surprising with France, you know, because of how it is and how they value their old foods and things, and the fact that it's moving towards veganism, it's great. Yeah. But I do think they are just running scared.
Yeah, it's funny. When I went to France, I went to Nice, and so many of the places when I went to the restaurant, and I was trying to say in French that I'm vegan, and a lot of the like restaurant staff were just sort of like, nothing. There's nothing here.
No.
But then I did come across a lot of really nice vegan restaurants that had like the most delicious vegan cheese, like stuff I haven't even tasted before, flavours I haven't even like come across in the UK. So yeah, there's definitely the appetite for it there.
Excellent. And once they know that, and they'll want to be the best at that and pioneer it, which I'm all for. Yeah,
so solidarity with all the French food companies that are being told that they can't use labels like that anymore. And yeah, come to the UK and set up business here instead.
You will do really well.
Cool. So should we talk about I could never go vegan? It's a phrase that I said many, many years ago. And it's also the title of a new documentary.
That is true. It's Thomas Pickering who has directed it. And I've actually just interviewed him for a special feature that is going to be coming out soon. The documentary, this is really up there for me.
Yeah.
Recently. It's like really, really well done. And it debunks basically every barrier to veganism.
Yeah.
So, you know, but bacon. Ugh. There's that one. He looks at B12, protein. Astoundingly, it's fibre that we need to be worried about.
Okay, not protein.
Yeah.
I have heard this actually, that like there's this obsession that people have, not just vegans, but everyone has, with protein and everything. If you go to the supermarket and you look at all the snacks, it'll be like protein rich, heavy protein. And a lot of studies have come out and actually said that we're eating too much protein. Yeah. And we need to chill, because we don't actually need that much unless you're like a power lifter or a bodybuilder or, you know, one of those fantastic athletes that we interviewed for the podcast who are training for 6 hours a day and doing, you know, 40,000 steps. Unless you're doing that, you don't really need to be having as much protein as people get.
And according to this documentary as well, he speaks to a lot of health professionals, and they're saying that most people on a good diet in the West get enough protein as long as we eat enough fruit and vegetables and things like that, and you know, just our diets in general, we should be getting protein. The actual point is the lack of fibre, and that's the problem, and that's related to a whole host of different problems that can happen. But yeah, it's brilliant. It goes across everything, and it's not just the health side of things. It looks at deforestation. You've got dead zones in the ocean and overfishing, and he looks at, you know, I think he uses the River Wye as an example, where the pollution by chicken farms and things, pumping it into it, and every sort of like facet of the documentary perfectly feeds into like different sections. So it's so well done. Yeah. And it's really good.
It's funny you should say that about the River Wye, because I went to a climate protest last year, and there was like lots of amazing activists there and different groups, and there was this one guy doing a really, really impassioned speech about the chicken farming that's polluting the River Wye, and I was obviously like really in support of him. And then he got to the end of his speech, and his solution was, I was thinking it was going to be, go vegan, take the power out of these chicken farmers, and it was just, eat free range chicken, don't support this farm. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, I just completely missed the point of it. It's not just one rogue farm. It's like all farms causing a massive impact on the climate. So,
I mean, free range doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's as we've proven from our investigations.
Yeah, so many times. And even like the idea of outdoor animals, like with pigs, they only have to be outdoors for 4 weeks before they're brought in. And that counts as technically
like free range.
So it's complete nonsense, as we know.
Where can we watch the documentary then, Faye? I Could Never Go Vegan.
It's going to be out and released in cinemas on April the 10th. We will put a link to it as well in the comment section, so you can find out a little bit more information on that. And they're hoping to get it on streaming platforms.
Nice.
So I'm not sure just yet where it'll be, but the minute we have any information on that, we'll update you because it's brilliant.
Keep an eye on our socials and we'll keep you in the loop.
Absolutely.
So, some exciting news. A vegan chef has just won the Champion of Champions title on the Great British Menu 2024 series. His name's Kirk Haworth, and he's won the show.
He's great. Yeah, he was the co-founder of Plates in London.
Nice.
And he, what was really good about it was the fact that even though he was vegan, they didn't really make a big issue of it.
Yeah.
Which was really exciting to watch because, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, this is a vegan chef or this is this. They just let him get on with it, and he proved that he could do the best meal basically, and good for him.
Yeah, I think it's so nice that they were inclusive as well, because sometimes you watch, I watch quite a lot of cooking shows in my household, and I don't know, just simple amateur ones like Come Dine With Me, and they'll be like, oh, so-and-so's a vegan, and they make a real big fuss out of it, and I feel like they often mark them down as well, just because of the inner prejudices that they have. But yeah, it just goes to show that you can make really delicious vegan food that can literally be award-winning. You don't need to put any of the animal ingredients on your plate.
Nope.
Just good old veg.
Well, amazing work to him, and well done, Kirk, from, everyone at Viva. So, Rachel, you've been out and about a bit, haven't you, recently?
I have, yeah. I've been to London yesterday. Went to the headquarters of This, as in, this isn't chicken, this isn't bacon. You know, the brand, the pioneering vegan meat alternative. It was really cool. They've got a really, really nice office in West London. It's big, airy, open plan, gorgeousness. And we got to go to the lab, which was really cool, which is, there's a food lab and then a science lab, and it's where they sort of create their products. And it was really cool just to, understand more about the scientific process behind it. And then, interviewed Andy for the podcast, and we talked about their marketing and about animal advocacy and about how they develop products. So, yeah, it should be a juicy one.
That's really interesting. So do they have a scientific lab where they're testing things in the same space as, say, their marketing team, or? Yeah,
they're all in one big space. I mean, they're not in the same room. They've got, a little separate bit for the sciencey bit. But it was really cool, and met one of their scientists and met other people in their team, and it was really cool. And I got a nice goodie bag.
Did you?
Of this products to take home.
Oh, you didn't bring any over?
No, I'm keeping them for myself.
Rachel. Well, that sounds great, and I'm looking forward to watching the interview on the podcast.
Thank you. Be out soon.
Excellent.
Well, I think that's about it for us this month. I don't know about you, but I am absolutely starving, and I'm going to go home and make my dinner.
Oh, that's a level of detail that you don't usually give at the end of the Minisode. What are you going to cook, Rachel?
I am going to cook tonight. Time is tight tacos, because I'm just really knackered and I haven't got the energy to be in the kitchen for hours and hours and hours.
I see what you're doing here. This is a very casual segue into the fact that we're promoting our Viva vegan cookbook.
Yes, we are.
Everyone can cook vegan, which is selling really, really well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we are still promoting it because it is packed with 100 recipes for absolutely anybody, whatever your level of cooking. You can be time is tight tacoed.
Yeah.
You could do soups. There's lots of really easy things to cook in there. And then there's the more extravagant kind of chocolate cakes and rocky roads.
Prosecco fondue.
Oh, the Prosecco fondue.
Yeah.
Be still my heart. That is really good.
Yeah, and it's available on Amazon now. It's also available on Waterstones, and you can buy it directly from our Viva shop if you just head to vivashop.org.uk, or just type in "everyone can cook vegan" to whatever search engine you use.
And that's about it from us this month. So thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
It's goodbye from me, Rachel. Goodbye.
And me, Faye. Goodbye.
I nicked it off pointless.
You totally nicked that.